You whack to the sound of something enormous moving through the trees. The ground trembles beneath your feet, branches snap in the distance. Every instinct tells you that a monster is coming. Your heart races as you imagine thick green scales, deafening roars, and a slow, lumbering giant straight out of a movie. But almost everything you picture is wrong. Modern science has quietly rewritten the story of dinosaurs. Fossils, advanced imaging, chemical analysis, and discoveries made over the past few decades have revealed animals that were often stranger, faster, smarter, and more colorful than anyone imagined. The dinosaurs that lived on Earth for over 160 million years were not simply oversized reptiles. They were incredibly diverse creatures that evolved into forms unlike anything alive today, except for one group that still surrounds you every single day. Birds. Every pigeon in a city square, every eagle soaring overhead, every sparrow singing outside your window. They are not descendants of dinosaurs in the loose sense. They are dinosaurs. That realization changes everything. For generations, museums displayed dinosaurs with dragging tails, upright bodies, and lifeless expressions. Popular films reinforced the idea of cold-blooded monsters driven only by hunger. They looked impressive, but they reflected the science of their time rather than the reality preserved inside ancient rock. Then the discoveries began to pile up. In the late 20th century, paleontologists started uncovering extraordinary fossils in northeastern China. Many were preserved in incredibly fine volcanic ash, capturing details that normally disappear forever. Instead of bare skin, researchers found impressions of feathers surrounding the bodies of small dinosaurs. Not just one species, again and again. Species like Sinosauropteryx, Caudipteryx, and Microraptor revealed that feathers were widespread long before true birds dominated the skies. At first, many scientists debated whether these structures were genuine feathers or simply damaged skin fibers, but the evidence kept growing stronger. Here's the surprising part. The first feathers probably had nothing to do with flight. Think about that for a moment. Why would an animal evolve feathers if it could not fly? Because feathers are useful for many things. They trap heat, making the body more efficient. They help attract mates through brilliant displays. They provide camouflage. They protect young animals from cold nights. Flight came much later. In other words, feathers existed before wings became capable of carrying animals through the air. Evolution often works like that. Structures evolve for one purpose before becoming useful for something entirely different. Now imagine walking through a Jurassic forest. Instead of endless armies of grey reptiles, you would likely see flashes of orange, black, white, red, and even shimmering iridescent feathers reflecting sunlight. Tiny predators dart between ferns while larger hunters display colorful plumage during courtship. Sound familiar? It should. Modern birds perform these behaviors every day. Scientists even have clues about dinosaur colors. Tiny microscopic structures called melanosomes, preserved inside fossilized feathers, contain pigments similar to those found in living birds. By comparing these structures with modern species, researchers have reconstructed the colors of several dinosaurs with surprising confidence. Some wore reddish tails, others displayed striped patterns. Some may even have shimmered like today's crows or hummingbirds. Dinosaurs were not dull. Many were spectacular. Now consider the most famous dinosaur of all, Tyrannosaurus rex. Hollywood transformed it into the ultimate killing machine. Massive jaws, constant roaring, endless aggression. The real animal was certainly terrifying, but perhaps not in the ways you expect. Recent research suggests T. rex possessed remarkable senses. Its eyesight may have rivaled or exceeded that of modern birds of prey. Its sense of smell was extraordinarily powerful, allowing it to detect carcasses from great distances. Its hearing was tuned toward low-frequency sounds that traveled efficiently through forests. This was not simply a giant predator, it was an evolutionary masterpiece. And yet even T-Rex may not have looked like the scaly monster people remember from childhood. Scientists continue debating whether adult tyrannosaurs carried feathers over portions of their bodies. Younger individuals almost certainly had some feather-like coverings for insulation. Adults may have retained patches, especially during early life. The picture grows more complicated every year. Now think about another familiar image, the roaring dinosaur. Movies love dramatic roars because they create excitement. But no one actually knows what dinosaurs sounded like. Fossils preserve bones. They do not preserve voices. Modern researchers instead compare dinosaurs with their closest living relatives, birds and crocodilians. Many birds communicate through whistles, booming calls, clicks, and complex songs. Crocodiles produce deep rumbles and low-frequency vibrations. Some scientists believe many dinosaurs may have created resonating calls with closed mouths rather than roaring with open jaws. Imagine standing in a prehistoric valley, filled not with lion-like roars, but with deep, booming echoes, rhythmic vibrations, and haunting calls unlike anything heard today. Would that feel even stranger? Probably. Now, fair question. Were dinosaurs actually intelligent? The answer depends entirely on the species. Just as mammals include both mice and dolphins, dinosaurs ranged across enormous differences in brain size and behavior. Truden, although still debated in classification, possessed one of the highest brain-to-body ratios among non-avian dinosaurs. Other species likely demonstrated sophisticated hunting strategies, parental care, and social behavior. Evidence from fossil trackways suggests many dinosaurs traveled together. Some nested in colonies, others cared for their young long after hatching. One remarkable fossil site in Mongolia preserves an adult dinosaur positioned over its nest, with its arms spread across the eggs almost exactly like a brooding bird protecting its chicks today. That discovery transformed more than anatomy. It transformed emotion. For decades, dinosaurs seemed alien. Now they began looking surprisingly familiar. Parents protecting babies, juveniles learning from adults, groups migrating together, competition, courtship, communication, life. Another myth refuses to disappear. People often imagine dinosaurs as evolutionary failures that vanished because they were too primitive. The fossil record tells a different story. Dinosaurs dominated Earth longer than humans have existed by an almost unimaginable margin. Human civilization spans only a few thousand years. Dinosaurs ruled ecosystems for over 160 million years. That is success beyond comprehension. So what ended their reign? Around 66 million years ago, a massive asteroid roughly 10 kilometers across struck what is now the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, forming the Chicxulub crater. The impact unleashed unimaginable energy, triggering global wildfires, tsunamis, earthquakes, and atmospheric dust that blocked sunlight for months or even years. Plants died. Food chains collapsed. Most dinosaur species disappeared. But not all. Small feathered dinosaurs that had already evolved into early birds survived. Their ability to fly, adapt to diverse diets, and reproduce quickly likely gave them advantages during one of Earth's greatest extinction events. Every bird alive today carries that history inside its DNA. Look out your window. The dinosaur age never truly ended. It simply changed shape. Here's another misconception. Dinosaurs were not all gigantic. Some measured longer than buses. Others weighed less than a chicken. Many lived quiet lives hunting insects, climbing trees, or searching riverbanks for fish. The fossil record preserves giants because large bones fossilize more easily. Smaller species often disappear without leaving traces. That means the world of dinosaurs was probably even more diverse than current discoveries suggest. Technology continues revealing hidden secrets. CT scanners allow scientists to examine fossil skulls without damaging them. Laser imaging exposes soft tissue impressions invisible to the naked eye. Chemical analysis identifies ancient proteins. Computer simulations reconstruct movement. Digital models estimate muscle strength. Each new tool changes old assumptions. Science is not a collection of permanent answers. It is a process of replacing yesterday's best ideas with better ones. That is why dinosaur books from 50 years ago look so different from today's museum exhibits. Knowledge evolves, just like life itself. Perhaps the biggest lesson has nothing to do with dinosaurs. It has everything to do with certainty. Humans naturally love simple stories. Huge reptiles, cold blood, green skin, constant roaring, extinction. Those ideas were easy to understand. Reality turned out to be richer, stranger, and far more beautiful. The Earth of the Mesozoic era was not a monochrome world of monsters. It was alive with feathers, colors, songs, parental care, migration, competition, intelligence, and astonishing evolutionary experiments that eventually produced the birds filling today's skies. Every fossil discovered has the power to overturn decades of accepted knowledge. Every excavation reminds you that history is incomplete. Every new generation inherits a past that must be rewritten. So the next time you see a pigeon walking across a sidewalk, pause for a second. You are not looking at a distant relative of dinosaurs. You are looking at one. The greatest survivors of the asteroid never disappeared. They adapted. Perhaps that is the deepest truth, hidden beneath millions of years of stone. Nature rarely follows the stories people want to believe. It follows evidence, adaptation, and relentless change. While modern life often rewards confidence over curiosity, the history of dinosaurs rewards the opposite. The more scientists uncover, the more yesterday's certainty crumbles. Maybe that is the real fossil worth discovering, not ancient bones buried beneath rock, but the reminder that progress begins the moment you accept that you might be wrong.